Welcome back to What Arty Noobs for General Disturbance. This is the XM57. It's a Tier 8 American tank destroyer. It's located on the south spawn of Abbey, and it's under the command of Bublus of OLIMP. And he's playing alongside Blazer 83 and Diablo 1982, also of OLIMP. Now we've got a sound problem. If there's a glitch in the sound, Wargaming still hasn't fixed it. And the game's about to start. This time round, we will have sound. Okay, the new tank destroyer. It's got a very powerful 155mm gun. But unlike some of the other tank destroyers, which have got the ability to do 750 alpha, this thing will only do 630, but it's still very powerful and a game winner in terms of the amount of damage it can do. You notice the small little turret right at the front of the vehicle, which can actually turn around 75 degrees either side of the center line. So it's got an arc of 150 degrees in total. And both his teammates have decided to join him on this side on the river road. Now, it's quite an interesting concept, but it's not new because, of course, they have had tanks in the game which actually have this kind of design before. And notably, of course, the British tank destroyer, which actually does appear, which actually has the Excalibur, which actually has a turret at the front. Okay, Standard B takes a hit for 608, which is a low roll. Oh, well, we lost Diablo. He got taken out by the Bosch 155 on the enemy team. It's a tier 10 game with tier 8 tanks in it. The Standard B takes another hit, this time another low roll. 607. It's 1 hit point less than the previous time. And you can see Blazer is sitting in the bush, not moving out. Because of course if he does move out, he'll get spotted. And there's the first kill. So Blazer's picked up the spotting on all that. And he's moving position. He did take some damage. Okay, we've now got a Kari ahead of us. Okay, what's going to happen next? Lost sight of the enemy, mainly down to the fact that Blazer's not spotting. He's only got 22 hit points left, unfortunately. But we can see that Bosch. So, can we get a shot accurate on target? No, we can't. That one missed. There's a T92 there. See what we can do with him. That's the little light tank. Well, the T28 prototype took a hit for 606. So you can see 3 shots from this tank have actually produced 606, 607 and 608 hit points. I think it's telling us something here. The alpha's a lot lower than we thought. But the enemy is still there, but they can't see Bublus because he's sitting here nicely ensconced in foliage and he's not breaking the bush mechanic, so there's no way that they can spot him. Now if he gets too close to that bush, it's not the bush mechanic that might give his position away, it's the enemy tanks in the Abbey who might spot him from all the way over there. But you can see Blazer's still alive and he's trying to do his spotting best, and the CS53 is now the one that's spotting the enemy tanks up ahead. They're pulling back, but they're getting closer to the gates that enter to the main area. Now, looking at the back of the map, I think what we can see here is the enemy is now threatening our cap, and so he's decided to pull back. Trying to tell Blazer to come back with us. And hello! One shot and Scorpion gets detonated. He not only lost his track, he just blew up. And say it's a game-winning tank gun because of course it can do that sort of thing to the enemy. All of a sudden they think that they're nice and healthy and they end up getting absolutely nuked. Well, he took a hit for 589. We took a hit from the Kari for 500, but we did get penned. So the Kari couldn't get us. It's a long reload as well. This is the real annoying thing. Well, we took a round in the engine bay. It was a very carefully placed shot because it actually went for the track area and actually went into the engine bay itself. But we've managed to get across because the enemy can't see us at the moment. And the Wizzy 120 is down with 2 tanks up on the enemy. This game took place only recently after they first came out, so Bublus must have been playing it straight away to get the maximum effect. As far as I can remember, it is a premium tank, so obviously there's going to be a benefit in terms of credits and XP. You can see those guys have gone up onto the rise, so obviously he's not going to go back down into the area near the gate. I think he's going to stay here and wait for the enemy to come to us. Okay, they're round down by that house, but he wants to be able to hit any tank that comes round the gate. Now the gun depression is only 7 degrees, so he does need to be careful because it's not a Ridgeline Warrior as such, but it can use a certain amount of gun depression. It's getting closer. Oh, Blazer rushes in. He's got a much better view range than us. Okay, I wonder if he's got the commander's vision system to tell us where the enemy is. We can't see them. That makes me suspect that T-54E1 is actually further down the Lake Road. We obviously lost the CS who went down that road. He met the 257 and the T-54, and that was enough for him. I've seen some pretty hairy action by these sort of tank destroyers just recently, and I suspect that they are going to become very difficult to defeat for anyone except Arty. Arty will be able to punish them by hitting the shells onto the engine bay. That T-54 is asking for trouble, but he's going to know we're here very shortly. Proximity spot, that was the Object 257. And he's just hit the rocks. So, yeah, we didn't get through their armor. He managed to get around through us, though, and it turned out to be a standard AP round as well. Okay, here comes the 257. And he's out the game with that one shot. Well, there goes the T-54E1, taken out by our Heshbon, who suddenly appeared behind him. Now, we're even on numbers, so there's 3 left on either side. We're going to use this corner here, where the enemy's probably going to have to come forward to get into our cap area. Blazer's looking over the other side there. In this bush, we should be able to spot the enemy as they make their advance. Okay, the car reappears. He's going into the Abbey. No, he's actually going back towards his own cap area. So maybe they're actually going defensive. The BZ-176 hasn't, and he's out the game now. It also looks like Blazer managed to get a shot into the car with his 90mm. So there's only 2 enemy left, and although it's saying 2,369 hit points, I'm not so sure they actually do have that value. I think that's a fake reading. Of course, they do have a Foch 155 and a Kari, but the Kari doesn't have anything like its full hit points left. And the Foch, well, we fired at the Foch, we didn't pen him. Well, that was just a blind shot to see if anyone is at home. And I think you may have noticed that although we're just out of 50 hit points, we still have 19 rounds of ammunition to take out the enemy and try and win this game. Still the highest number of kills in the battle so far, 4 kills. The only person who can try and beat that is the Foch 155, and he has 3. Of course, the Foch might not be so keen to try and come down here, even with the fact that he's got an autoloader. probably knows about this XM57, and also got to remember we've got a Heshbon, they don't. Heshbons are vulnerable from the turret point of view, but that gun is what really makes them so significant. The fact that they can nuke an enemy tank with just one round. And the Kari suddenly appeared over on the west side of the battlefield. A bit too difficult for us to get over there because we're not that fast. Only 24 kilometers an hour. You can see Blazer's only got 22 hit points as well. So both the members of OLIMP are on virtually no hit points left. But Blazer's doing his job and he's finding out where the enemy are. If he does find that the Foch 155 is over in the enemy cap area trying to defend it, then we might be able to move to try and take out the Kari. He hasn't found him so far, which kind of makes me think that the Foch is actually backing up the Kari, and they might be on the west side of the map. In fact, he's not. He's actually near his own cap area, and he's on the east side of the battlefield on the river road. Now, as much as we could go out there and try and defend the river road, I think it actually makes more sense for us to get rid of the Kari first. And in fact, the Kari goes down to one shot from the Heshbon. He did take some damage. The Kari got one round into him. But the good news is now the Foch is basically 1 against 3. Well, he's decided to go up the near route. Not through the Abbey grounds, because of course going through the Abbey grounds means you have to go high, and that Foch could be waiting on the middle here. Yep, they think that he's coming up that route. The Heshbon is going to stand by at our cap area. We're going up the other end. Already clocked 4,508 hit points, as much as we know. Of course, it might be more. It's a funny looking thing, this. And the Foch has turned up behind us. And yeah, bublus has realised that. Now, he could move forward and go into the cap, but it takes some time to get there. Better for him to actually return to the cap area, help the Heshbon, just in case he does get wiped out. We can now see that the accurate readings for the enemy health, and he's just taken a hit. Okay, can we get a hit? No, not with the first shot. Oh, we've got a shot now, but can we keep it? Unfortunately, we lose the Heshbon, and the ELC is coming up behind him on the river road. Okay, we've got a shot. That went in through the side. We've now got 2 minutes left. It looks like Blazer's managed to get 2 shots on him. And he gets him to win the game. And that's it. It's all over. We've done it. It's a victory. Here's the end of battle stats. And that was a first ace tanker for bublus of OLIMP in the XM57. You can tell it's his first ace tanker because it's got scrolls underneath. You only get that the first time. And he actually got this on the 7th of December. Yes, I know it was 2 weeks ago, and I've been holding on to this for a little while, but I have had a lot of replays handed to me, obviously from Holiday Ops, and so it's difficult to get them all done. So I actually did this one because we got 2 replays featuring the XM57 together, and I thought both of them deserved to have them be on a double video. He got a demolition expert because he blew the Scorpion to pieces. He got a fire for effect for doing more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle. A fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. He did get 4 exactly. Got a master gunner for getting 5 bomb penetrating shots in a row. And a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he managed to get 8. And on top of all that, he got the high caliber for that game for dealing the most damage in the game overall. Let's have a look at the team score. Well, highest damage was 5,108 hit points of damage. Second highest went to the Heshbon, 4,446. And the third highest, well, that went to the BZ176 on the enemy team, who managed 3,864. When it came to kills, it was shared between Bublus and that Bosch 155. Both got 4 kills apiece. And when it came to base XP, we can see that Bublus got the best on that one. 1,408 went to him. And then we can see Blazer managed to get 1,149. They were the only 2 players who managed to make over 1,000 base. But the close third place was, well, you say it, BZ176 managed 808, but he was beaten by the Heshbon, who got 825. So it was the Heshbon that got third position on base XP. We can see, if we go further down the list, obviously, for our other teammate, that Diablo got 377. Unfortunately, he was in the wrong position. I think he could be seen by the enemy much further away, and that's why he got taken out, only getting 377 hit points. 14 shots fired. 10 of those were direct hits, 9 penetrations. 5,108 hit points of damage, of which 2,456 were at more than 300 meters. He did receive 4 hits from the enemy. 3 of them penetrated, 1 non-penetration, and block damage of 500 hit points in total. 1 enemy vehicle was spotted, 8 enemy vehicles damaged, 4 killed, and he earned 169,338 credits profit from the game, including holding ops of 23,061. And on the XP, well, after the he got some 25 bonds as well for another mission achievement, and the XP was 10,771 after getting a holiday ops of 8,448. And considering this is a new tank and he's still working up his crew, that's a very good amount to actually get in. So that's the end of the first game, with Bublus getting a nice kill, first ace tanker and a high caliber. Let's have a look at the second replay. The second game is on the cliff map, North Spawn, and this time the commander is Ghost 608 of the RDDTZ clan.
Let's go.
Now you may know Ghost under other names actually. He has appeared before on our channel, quite a bit actually, but he seems to change his name every now and then into a different one. And so it's difficult to pin down what he's going to be known as next time. We do have a large number of replays for him just recently, so we will be doing those as we get around to them as quickly as we can. But we do have other players who've been waiting a while, such as Bane Smash, and of course they want to get their replays done, and they will be done if I can get done over the holiday period. I'm actually recording this replay at 5 AM in the morning. It's about the only time I can actually get when I'm absolutely free and obviously not expecting any interruptions. Very quiet at this time in the morning, and hopefully my neighbours can't hear me. Anyway, it's that big 155mm gun. It is a premium tank destroyer. It does have the ability to earn extra credits and XP for the crew. And that's why in the previous battle, Bublus managed to get such good results. Now he's having a quick tactical look here in third person. Trying to get an idea where the enemy is. Oh, now he's found an E25 who sneaked up. It's a tier 8 game with tier 6 tanks in it, so he's top tier in this one. That should increase his dominance even more than before, because he'll be a one-shotter. Well, that VK didn't expect that. 576 hit points, and he's become the first victim. Unfortunately, we just lost our contradictors. Okay, what have we got here? Well, there are a few enemy tanks nearby, including the enemy XM57. Now, does he know how to play it? Well, that guy just fired, so we're going to pull around the corner and put one into the Porlac. We did get hit in the tracks by an E25, but I think he was over in the sniper's nest. He certainly didn't get it through our tracks, and we're now backing up into a position up on the rise. Oh, the other E25 had a go with us, but didn't get it. But he got hit for 716 hit points, That's a high roll, and now we can hit the Emil 1951. And yes, we do for 615. Standard AP went right through him. The penetration is 270 millimeters. So yeah, there's not many tanks out there that he can't pen. And now the XM57 is going to decide. Humps around into him for 659 using the sides of the vehicle, which are a little weaker. They're only 88.9 millimeters on the hull, whereas the front is 120 millimeters. The enemy Berta's actually just had a go at us for 166. Here comes the XM. That's it, bit further, and he's out the game. Okay, the Bert is now repeating his hits. We need to change position.
I just repaired the tracks in the morning.
Yeah, he really does need to change position. I can't emphasize enough how dangerous it is to remain in this position when a Bert's styled in on you. He will get through your armor, but the Tiger 1 just took a massive hit, and this 45 TP, well, he's now met his match. He goes down to our Scorpion. The Tiger's now wondering if he should stay there, but we have to change position. No, we couldn't fire there. We do have to change position, and I can't emphasize that enough. The Tiger's gone. He can't afford to stay here with the Bert dialed in. He is damaging our tracks now, but we really cannot stay. The Bert can't see us anymore, so he doesn't know where we are. He was getting information from the Tiger 1, but the moment we do get spotted, then of course the Bert will try again. You can see one of the shells created a nice little mark on the side of the vehicle. And there's the Porlac. And there goes the Porlac. That's our 4th kill. But remember, the Bert will now know where we are. So he's using the rock for cover. You can see the enemy's got another XM57, and they also use their Excalibur, the other tank with a turning turret, to get round the corner. We've got our teammate. Our teammates are firing in that direction, but here comes the XM again. Just over the rise. We're going to go low. Now the XM might be aware with what we're doing, that we're outflanking him at the moment. And we might take a few shots from the sniper's nest, but now we're going to get a hit into the XM side. Oh, it's his front. He's now using the premium rounds, the APCR. And down goes the, well, that was actually the SU-122-44 being taken out by the E-25. These rounds have got 315 millimeters of penetration. There's only 4 enemies left now, 2 Arty, 2 tank destroyers. Both of the tank destroyers are E-25s. We know one's down in the Western Pass, or was seen down in the Western Pass. The other one's probably in the sniper's nest still, because that's where we were hit from. I wouldn't be surprised the moment we go through this bush that we suddenly will start receiving fire. Yep, there he is. Okay, the other one's spotted us. Well, we missed the E-25 there, and we just got Amarak. He's trying to pull back far enough so he can actually get shots on the other E-25. But unfortunately, the Bert is getting accurate shots, and now he's starting to hit us. He hasn't penned us yet, but he's getting close. And we still haven't fixed that ammo rack. Now that shell's going to miss, but the next one will be more accurate. Well, there's the Burt. Go for it. Okay, the Burt's gone. And that was the shell just there from the SU-8. The E-25 couldn't get through our armor. Okay, so only one left. It's the SU-8. The E-25 got taken out by one of our teammates. And there he is in the corner. And that wins the game for Ghost 608. Here's the end of battle results, and that was another first ace tanker for Ghost 608 of RDDTZ in the XM57. You can tell it's his first one because of the scrolls. He also managed to get a shell proof in that for blocking more damage, exceeding the hit points of his own vehicle and surviving the battle. A spotter badge for spotting at least 1,000 hit points of damage. Master gunner for getting 5 armor penetrating shots in a row. A duelist for taking down 2 tanks who damaged him, as well as a fire for effect for doing more damage than the hit points for his own vehicle. He also managed to get a Pascucci's medal because he took out both the FB304 and the SU-8, even though that FB304 had put a lot of holes in him and taken a lot of his hit points. He got a high caliber for dealing the most damage in the game, a top gun for getting at least 6 kills, in fact he got 6 exactly, and he got the steel wall for blocking the most damage, at least 11 hits, over 1,000 hit points, and surviving the battle. That was quite a battle indeed. It took place on the 16th of December. Again, as I said, I've actually had this replay for a little while. I've been meaning to get them done back to back so that you could actually see how effective this tank destroyer can be in the right hands. And I think I got 2 really good players to actually show me how to get an ace tanker. So let's have a look at team score. Well, he managed to get 5,967 hit points of damage. The next highest scorer was the enemy XM57, who managed 3,271. And the third highest, well, that was the Scorpion, who only managed 1,527. When it came to kills, yep, it's Ghost again with 6 kills. 3 kills went to the enemy XM57. 2 kills went to the Scorpion, the Story Mill, and the SU-130PM on our team. And on the enemy team, it was just their SU-8 who managed to get 2 kills. And when it came to base XP, he's the only player to get over 1,000 base in that game with 1,645. So a really high score. 755 went to the Scorpion and 723 went to the SU-130PM. He fired 13 rounds, 12 direct hits and 12 penetrations. So good accuracy with that gun. 5,967 hit points of damage in total, of which 1,331 were at more than 300 meters. And both the Artys were actually at 300 meters or over 300 meters because he hit them both with long range shots. 19 hits received from the enemy. Just goes to show how quick and easy this thing is to actually throw off those shells. Even when they are actually hitting him really hard, only 3 penetrated. And he was able to block a huge amount of damage in total. 11 non-penetrations and 11 hits by way of splash damage, mostly from the FP304. He blocked damage of 1,850 in total out of this. And remember, this thing only has 1,300 hit points of health. He spotted 1 enemy vehicle, damaged 9 of the enemy, killed 6 of them, and did 1,376 hit points of spotting assist in this game. On a premium count, Ghost managed to get 177,324 credits from a battle that only lasted 8 minutes and a quarter. He also took away 2,714 experience points out of this one as well. And yes, he did take home 81,000 from holding ops, but what a total from a battle lasting only a short while. It's not a heavy tank, by the way. It is a premium tank destroyer. I don't think you could really call it a turreted tank destroyer as such. I suppose some people will, because it does have a kind of turret that turns at the front, but it's not able to turn all the way around. A bit like the SU-130PM in that sense. It only turns a certain distance and then you have to turn the vehicle. But what a game. 2 players have proved to us that yes, it is possible to pick up ace tankers, and this thing is very, very powerful. Even though it doesn't earn that full 750 hit points from a 155mm round, it can certainly do a lot of damage in the 600 hit point range, and some of the highs that he was getting were over 700. So it just goes to show it can do it if it wants to, but Wargaming, I think, is limiting the amount of damage it does per shot to around the 600 mark. But even then, and even with the fact that it does have an 18.22 second by the book reload, they're managing to reduce that quite considerably and still get lots of damage on the enemy. Hope you enjoyed both those replays. Thanks very much to Go608 and of course the Bublus for sending in the replays. If you do like this video, please give it a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And hopefully I will get some more replays done so that you can get more interest out of the channel. Okay, there might be a few days here and there where I'm not actually publishing anything. It's probably down to the fact that I'm playing the game, because most of the time I never get a chance to play, but over holiday ops I will be having a go. Thanks for watching.